Hi, my name is Rob van Straten. I'm CEO of Skytree, a developer and manufacturer of direct air capture technology.
Sure, and Rob, we've spoken a number of times. We spoke in Nashville a few months ago, but also we spoke 12 months ago at our European CO2 Summit. So perhaps to start things off, you could tell us a bit about how the direct air capture space has changed and developed over the last 12 months.
Yeah, so from a gasworld community perspective, it changed a lot. I remember very well that in Innsbruck, I was, if I remember well, the first DAC company that was presenting. And it was all, DAC, will it actually happen? It's too expensive, too energy intensive, maybe in 10 years' time. I think that perspective changed, not only in the gasworld community, but around the globe. As we see DAC deployment opportunities, not only as an alternative for the current mostly fossil fuel-based supply chains, but also for whole new applications that are maybe less known, but can be very useful as well. So I think increasingly people start to recognize that there's a role to play for DAC and that the technology is not 10 years away, it's close.
Sure, and how about of Skytree? How have things developed for you guys over the last 12 months?
Well, we go very fast as a choice. We have a pretty radical strategy, different than a lot of other DAC companies, as most DAC companies are more focused on achieving a well-working pilot system or multiple and then make a plan for the next step, which is perfectly all right. That's what most companies are doing. We took a more radical approach, so we have our supply chain lined up for mass production. We have a huge pipeline of projects, so it's not only that we've developed the technology, but we're ready to scale up.
Sure, and you were on stage here earlier at our European CO2 Summit. What did you discuss on stage today?
So what I discussed on stage was, let's say, what the demand drivers are. Not only the usual suspects of customer groups, but also other areas of demand for this technology. Then I went into, let's say, the funny stories around the $100 per ton, that it doesn't exist, as it depends. If customers ask us, what is the price, what is our price for levelized cost of CO2, I turn around the question and I say, I'm going to ask you questions, because there's huge differences for every use case, every company, every location, because of all the variables. And then lastly, I had a call to action. Don't resist. You, gasworld community, embrace the change. And if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. So let's get started and let's see where DAC can help you in your business model going forward.
Sure, and you spoke a little about guaranteed supply as well. So perhaps you could go into that and tell us where that may be used in the future.
Yeah, what we've seen in current supply chains is there's often supply interruptions, logical interruptions for maintenance or other reasons. And customers get very upset if they don't get their CO2, right? And then, as I said on stage, contractually you can call force majeure, but still there are supply interruptions. So, if you don't need that much CO2, then it could be worthwhile installing your own CO2 generation machine on site, because that's a more secure supply, as you're not depending on industry and transport and all of that. So my call to action was also to the gas distribution world, that they could acquire this technology, put it on site as customers, and then keep on selling the CO2, but perhaps with a premium, because we first take it from the ambient air.
Sure. And finally, if I spoke to you again in 12 months' time at our next European CO2 Summit, what would you like to see happen in the industry between now and then?
I would like to see a little bit more convergence and less polarization between the atmospheric CO2 and the rest. So I would say similar as biogenic CO2 has been accepted now. I think we need to mix in all sources of CO2 and allow them to play a role in the CO2 universe.
Fantastic. Well, Rob, thank you for your time.
You're most welcome.